This is episode 108 of the Super Parent Syndrome, and I am your host, Dr. Nick Fanning. Today's topic is Believe in Yourself. Sit back and relax. Let's get started.
Parenting in the 21st century is ever evolving, and while you balance work, kids, and your sanity, it's easy to feel discouraged. Welcome to the Super Parent Syndrome with your host, Dr. Nick Fanning.
So, believe in yourself. This phrase is, I give credit to a client of mine that we just had a conversation yesterday about, and you know who you are if you're listening. Thank you for this, by the way. So let me kind of back up here. I've been helping her with some physical challenges, and it came to the point of us, instead of running away from pain, running away from discomfort and that kind of lifestyle, is that I wanted her to switch her mindset and run towards something, okay? And the benefit of doing something like that is that psychologically, it's really hard for us to want to lose things, okay, or to get rid of stuff. So, case in point, if you're trying to lose weight and that's your only goal, it actually becomes incredibly tough. If instead you change your mindset and you actually run towards something where the side effect is losing weight, then your success goes up like tenfold. Okay, so what I mean by that? Personally, me, I've been trying to lose weight since probably sophomore, junior year of college. Okay, it came down to the point of me actually trying to run towards something. So I had to do this Spartan Beast. I had to start running. I had to start basically running a half marathon. And in the process of learning and pushing myself to do that, the weight came off. Okay, so she was all about trying to lose 50 pounds. And instead, I had to actually turn her mindset of like, okay, instead of that, what are you actually going to chase? And she came down to two words. I want to be stronger and healthier. And that sounds amazing. That's a great staying on the stage, shout it from the rooftops. I want to be stronger and healthier, But at the same time, what the heck does that mean? Okay. And so it came down to is I really had to break down these into goals of like, okay, how would you know in the next 90 days that you were stronger and healthier? What would that mean to you? Okay. And for us, we actually didn't even do 90 days. We just looked at even like 5 weeks. Okay. Because there's this big event coming up. It's called the Turkey Trot. And she was challenged by her dietitian to participate in this. Okay. Now, a year ago, it would never even cross her mind. And in fact, this year it wasn't even crossing her mind. But then I challenged her of saying like, hey, your goal should be just to finish this turkey trot. And there's a 1 mile option and then there's a 5K option. And I said, last year, you wouldn't even done it at all. You would have thought your mindset was like, oh, I can't make this happen. And this year, it's a possibility. So I said, what if your goal is to just finish the 1 mile or the 5K? Now, just this last weekend, she went out and walked a whole mile. Okay. And she was like, whoa, I didn't even know I could do that, especially because she has kind of a hurt knee. But the beautiful part there is that she's starting to break through these speed bumps, these mindset blocks, and she's starting to open up to a whole new possibility. Okay, so then she came up with a whole list. I was so proud of her. A whole list of these markers of telling her what being stronger, what being healthier will be to her. And so she's talking about, accepting the fact that she has a bad reaction with gluten and dairy. Awesome. She's always like, I have to own that fact. Perfect. That is a huge step. And I was like, family-wise, you're going to get some backlash from that, because traditionally you guys are all lovers of food. You have this very emotional attachment to food and especially with the holidays coming up, and she's like, yeah, I just really got to own it. Perfect. Okay. And then she's going to read a whole book about Whole30. She's going to even try a concept of like, Dwayne The Rock Johnson does this 30 days of eating clean, and then having a big, massive cheat day, and so her dietitian wasn't very happy with me on that one. But at the same time, her registered dietitian is not a recovering fat kid, you know what I mean? And so for me, I'm a fat kid. I totally get the fact of like, it's hard for us to, let go of some of these things. And so if we have something to look forward to, and just overindulge, I'd be happy to talk to you about this, but psychologically it's so much easier saying like, oh, I'm waiting for this one day, versus like forever and ever. And people are going to disagree with me, and I totally get it. But at the same time, psychologically, you got to start somewhere. And I can tell you this, I'd be much better with 30 days of clean eating and one bad day than relapsing every week because you feel like, you're never going to have this again, and you have to go through an emotional spot. I digress. Back to what's important. In this big list of stuff, she said, I have to start believing in myself. And that was the one that caught my eye. I was like, wow, this woman is ready for her next chapter. I am so proud of the fact that she would actually do this, because mindset is the most key important thing. If you can change your mindset around your health and your goals, the rest will just come. So I said, like, this is the hardest one. And she said, yep. And I said, how are you going to reprogram your internal dialogue to actually believe this? And she didn't know. And so I talked to her about using affirmations. Now, folks, if you have not used affirmations, this is a key part of your life. The whole point of affirmation is that if you can't repeat a mantra or repeat a certain saying or belief about yourself, when you're alone all by yourself and you're saying it even to yourself, if you can't even do that, then there's no way that you're going to have an outward expression of this. So, for example, I wanted her to write out on 5 sticky notes, I believe in myself. That's all I wanted her to do. I didn't even want her to post it around the apartment or her house, and which she did actually and sent me pictures of. I just wanted her to write it out on sticky notes and say it out loud 5 times. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I believe myself, and I believe in myself. And just doing that simple act will raise your subconscious into actually saying, hey, this might be a possibility. And if she adopts this type of training, this type of mindset reset, imagine what could happen when all of a sudden something stressful happens and she starts to beat herself up. And instead, maybe that voice in the back of her head will say, you know what? You believe in yourself. I believe in myself, and I can do this. Instead of probably hearing the voices of our mothers, fathers, preachers, and teachers, or people, that we've picked up a long way of, like, I'm always going to be a fat kid. Or for me, I always said, like, man, I'm not a runner. I'm always going to be, when it comes to fight or flight, I'm going to fight because I'm not made to run. Well, I wasn't made to swim either, and I'm swimming now. These are all different things where mindset-wise, if I can reset that and change our beliefs about ourselves, the possibilities are endless. And so I challenge you folks, take a phrase that means something to you and write it on some sticky notes. And if you're so brave and bold, you might actually place these around your house or your car or work. And so that every time you look at it, you can whisper under your breath, you can say it out loud, you could scream it from outside. It might be, I am powerful. It might be, I deserve love, or I am worthy, or I love myself, or I believe in myself. Whatever resonates the most with you, give it a shot, because what do you have to lose? And if you can start with one simple thing like that, just imagine where it can go from there. And more importantly, what if you had that same type of exercise for our children, where you actually had them repeat those things? Like my little girl, Madeline, just the other day while we were waiting for the bus, I said, repeat after me. I am Madeline. And she'd go, I am Madeline. I said, I am powerful. I am a good friend. I'm a good learner. I am smart. I am dedicated. I am a powerful human being. I love Jesus. I love God. I love myself. I love my family. And I am a good friend. I am Madeline. Imagine if your little girl, little boy could do something like that and the possibilities that lay before them. And when they get old and they go through the world and the world is trying to beat them down, what if they remember those words instead of some of the words that we tell ourselves? I think that's how you can change your legacy. This is Dr. Nick Fanning. Thanks for joining me today, and I'm signing off.
Thanks for listening to another episode of The Super Parent Syndrome. Please be sure to visit peptalksforparents.com for more content and our free newsletter. And remember, you are not alone.